the diarrhea's going around. Oh, God. Which, like, I was thinking about the diarrhea. I was, like, kind of worried about it. I was like, oh, my God, what if I get it? And then I realized I haven't had a vegetable since 2007. I actually could not be more safe from this breakout. And thoughts and prayers to you vegans. I don't know what to tell you. This is where I will say I told you so. This is so funny. It's my birthday. Well, already. It's my birth month, okay? And I mean, I'm just going to celebrate the whole month because I actually don't care. It is so criminal that you're only allowed to celebrate your birthday on one day. No, wrong. Because how am I supposed to jam pack everything in? Like, you know, whenever they give you the birthday freebies, I hate whenever you can only get it on the day of your birthday. Like, that is such a scam because how am I supposed to make all my stops and still enjoy my day? Like, that's a full-time job. Getting all of your birthday freebies is a full-time job. And then I still have to celebrate my birthday. And I just don't think it's fair that you necessarily, like, those expire on, like, the one day that is actually my birthday. That's stupid. So anyways, now I'm just celebrating my whole month because I really don't want to do anything on my birthday. Like, I'm really just sitting at the house, minding my own business, talking about people. Before we get into the birthday stuff, there's so much happening. Did y'all hear we might be getting permanent daylight savings time? I am living. I don't listen. If you have a consequence, like if you're like, if we're talking about daylight savings time becoming permanent and you're talking about the consequences, baby, I don't care. I have never once in my life thought about the consequences and I'm not starting now. Okay. All I know is I'm tired of going to bed at 5 o'clock because the sun is setting. I actually hate that the sun is rising so early in the mornings that it's 6 a.m. I don't care. I don't care. I don't think it's worth it. You know, I like, if we can just get on the same page, it's too much. As soon as I get comfortable with the time, they change it. Every time. Every time. And I just want to know, before you like come on here and you're like, well, I mean, it's just like technically, we dealt without the time change for a trillion or something years. Ask a scientist. I don't know the official number, but we dealt with that for a trillion years. Why are we changing it up now? Well, it's actually better for the economy. I don't care. I don't care. I'm tired of changing things. We need to stop flipping flopping and we need to figure this out. Or why don't our permanent time just adopt 30 minutes in the middle? Actually, wait, did they think about that? That's actually really smart. Like, okay, hold on. Hear me out here. Like whenever you have like daylight savings and you jump forward an hour, jump back an hour, and everybody's like, if we make it permanent, do we stick on the later hour or the earlier hour? What if we just do 30 minutes in between? Everybody's happy. Shut up. If you're not happy, shut up and sit down because I'm tired of this flip-flopping. It's actually costing everybody money. I don't know how or why, but I mean, the daylight savings time for me just never really works out because then I'm always so tired. I'm always exhausted by 5 o'clock. I never know what time it is. I can't figure it out. I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, y'all mean to tell me that the rich people are doing this too? No way. If I was rich, I'd be like, nobody's changing in my house. We're just operating on standard time or daylight savings. That's a luxury. Like, that's the kind of like rich people luxury I would kill for. Also, the diarrhea's going around. Oh, God. Which, like, I was thinking about the diarrhea. I was like kind of worried about it. I was like, oh my God, what if I get it? And then I realized I haven't had a vegetable since 2007. I actually could not be more safe from this breakout. And thoughts and prayers to you vegans. I don't know what to tell you. This is where I will say I told you so. You should have not been eating vegetables this whole time. I might die sooner, but you might have diarrhea. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I've always had diarrhea. Like, this is getting really TMI really fast today, and I apologize. But like, you know, whenever you go to the pools and they're like, don't get in here if in the past 2 weeks you've had diarrhea. What do you mean? Some of y'all are going 2 weeks without having diarrhea? Are y'all okay? What's wrong? And yeah, it's probably just the American food. I was like very regular in Europe. This is like really TMI and I apologize, God. But I mean, like, I feel like the food quality in America is just like so bad, you know, that it's just like diarrhea is just like an after product or whatever you call it. But anyways, I could have the diarrhea virus. I was actually probably patient 0 for the diarrhea virus. I was probably me. I wouldn't even know. I don't know. But then I was like, oh my God, if I do get the diarrhea virus, I'm going to lose so much weight and I'm going to be so skinny. People are saying it's dropping your weight faster than Ozempic. And honestly, do y'all know how expensive Ozempic is right now? Like $800 a vial. No. You can go get you some lettuce, take you a few bites. Much better. And honestly, the side effects are the same because I'm pretty sure the side effects for Ozempic are like upset stomach and trauma. Don't quote me on that because I actually don't know the facts. But anyways, I don't know. It just doesn't seem. We definitely need to do something about it. Maybe test our vegetables. I don't know. Maybe a little basic screening, like we're not in the medieval times. But overall, I mean, I've just accepted my fate. Like, I might just get it, and that's just okay. Like, you know what? We've lived through so many pandemics at this point, I actually don't care anymore. Lettuce is everywhere. It's on everything. I just realized that, like, probably the only time I've ever had lettuce was on my spicy potato soft taco from Taco Bell. And, you know, Taco Bell's evidently, like, ground zero. That's really traumatizing for me. Like, I was really shaken up whenever I learned that. Instead of investigating the produce, they're just investigating Taco Bell. I'm like, what are we doing? What? Don't come between me and the Lord and Savior of our country, Taco Bell, okay? Because, first of all, the spicy potato soft taco is phenomenal. My mouth is watering. Oh, my God. Every time I start talking about food, my mouth starts watering. It's, like, so good. It's, like, if you ever just need, like, a little snack, it's almost like the fries for me at Taco Bell because it's, like, a little soft taco. You put a little, they put like little chunks of potatoes on it, a little lettuce. I know that's controversial for the time. And just a little shredded cheese and then a little spicy sauce on it. It's phenomenal. Only $1 or $1.50 or something. It's cheap. About as cheap as you can get in America today. Anyways, if I go down with the diarrhea virus, it's because of that. It's because of the spicy potato soft taco. But on top of that, I just opened my phone this morning. Y'all, they are remaking Alvin and the Chipmunks. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Do not touch Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's what I have a problem with these studios today. Sorry, this is like switching gears, but that is where I have a problem with the studios today. Stop remaking stuff. Stop remaking. Nobody asked you to remake it. It was actually phenomenal when you made it the first time. So let's let it go down in history. We've made 27 of The Wizard of Oz. And if they have, we don't know about it because it failed, period. Okay? So let's not remake all these other things. Why did we remake Moana? What are y'all? I haven't even seen Moana. I don't even know the plot of Moana. Actually, I've only seen Moana like really quickly in passing, just like in the background. But like sometimes the Disney movies get to be so intricate. I really have to like sit down and watch them. You know what I mean? And I haven't done that to Moana. But anyways, it just came out. It just came out 2 years ago, or 7 or 3. I don't know. And they're already making the live action. The live action's doing bad. They're like, why is the live action doing bad? Because y'all just came out with the other one. And it wasn't that bad in the first place. When you remake Cinderella, also flopped. The remake of Cinderella. Didn't that do bad? Anyways, it still flopped. But that was still like 70 years old. Okay, maybe we can remake that. Maybe it's time. Okay? But it's like when the old generation dies, then you make a new one. Let's not jump the gun here. Bring back original stuff in Hollywood. That's what we need. Original films. Yes, it's a risk at the box office, but guess what? We got to take risks, baby. We got to take risks because right now it's not working. And I'm just seeing the same stuff at the box office. And actually, while we're on the tangent of the box office, I'm ready to speak my truth about Wicked. I loved Wicked, but they released those movies way too close together. I was so sick of seeing Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Love them to pieces. I was so sick of seeing the pink and green. I could not. It was just everybody was just shitting out pink and green for 2 years. It was exhausting. And after the first year, I was like, oh my God, this is so chic. This is so fun. This is so great, you know? And then as soon as it started to die, they were like, part two, this fall. Whoa. They just like, I'm convinced they didn't even like take half the products off the shelves. It was the same product. I was like, can we just give it a second? Because normally I used to be like against movies waiting so long in between like dropping a sequel because like what fun is that, you know? Like, I mean, nobody wants to wait forever. But honestly, I think Wicked was like a good example where they just dropped them too close together. I would have been so much more into it if they gave us an extra year. You got to starve us a little bit. Hollywood needs to stop jumping the gun on what these studios are doing and when. Who, what, when, where, why. Let's slow the roll. The last thing I have to talk about, I'm back into Big Brother. I'm back into Big Brother. And y'all, if you've never watched Big Brother, it is addicting. Like, it is so good. 3 episodes a week. I'm locked in. And for those of you that say you can't watch 3 episodes a week, y'all were watching Love Island. And I don't know how y'all watch that because that is 6 episodes a week, 2 hours long. That wore me out. And they ain't doing nothing but making out on the screen. At least Big Brother, they're playing competitions. You know what I mean? Anyways, I love Big Brother. I was like so into it this year until they threw Rachel into that damn volcano. And for those of you that don't know, I sometimes you don't even know what's happening on Big Brother. You just got to like roll with the punches with whatever they're doing. But it's the show of the summer. You know what I mean? They keep on bringing it back. They got LA people on there. I thought about doing it. I thought about like going on Big Brother, because they lock you in that house for like 90 days. I'd go crazy. I would absolutely go crazy. I would throw myself off the roof. Like, absolutely not. I don't know how those people are sane and normal. They say it's a social experiment, which like it is, but like we need to be studying these people's brains when they get out. Because like something about it just really stresses me out. You know what I mean? Like to think about going that long, 90 days without a chicken strip. Oh my God. I wouldn't survive. First of all, I'd come out being so skinny because there ain't nothing to do. I would be playing mermaids in the pool, though. They do have a little pool in the back. Y'all wouldn't be able to get me out of there. I'd be playing mermaids in the pool. I'd forget to talk strategy with anybody because I'd just be playing mermaids. Or I'd just be making up stuff. I really want somebody who goes on there not to win, but just to make up lies. Like, just to be like, yeah, we're just here. I'm just collecting a check. That would be me. Anyways, y'all can put me in. Maybe I should do a reality TV show. I don't know. Could be fun. Isn't this the funniest thing you've ever heard? Oh my God, and it's my birthday. Thank you so much for the birthday gift of sharing this with 10 of your closest friends or 15 or 20. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I asked for this year. And oh my God, you are making it come true. It means the world to me. So go ahead and share it right now. And while you're at it, if you want to give me an extra birthday gift, rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, okay? We love you. I love you, okay? Don't be a gatekeeper. Let me have more fun next year on my birthday. I'll let you get back to the show. Anyways, since it's my birthday, I thought I would tell you all about my birthday. I had a great birthday this year. I turned 27. Woo! And before you say I look old or young, don't say it. Keep your mouth shut, okay? Regardless, whether I look old or young, I look cute. And that's all that matters. So, anyways, my mom and my sister came in. Flew in for my birthday. We had a blast. We did the little karaoke night. Y'all know I love a little karaoke night. And that was just so much fun. I was doing karaoke brackets. They were doing battles. I had Guitar Hero. I was the judge. I did win. Well, it really came between me and my boyfriend, and I kind of cheated a lot. But I could because it's my birthday. Because that's what I love to do about my birthday. I love to just lie. I love to lie and just tell people to just suck it up because they can't really call you out because it's your birthday. So anyways, this year for my birthday, I was like, what can I do? What can we chat about? How can we make this special? And I figured the Dalton Awards. I don't know what this is. We made it up. So what the Dalton Awards are is we have a series of different events. Okay. Some of my favorite moments, some from this year, some from my life. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. But we have them all here. We're going to go through them together. I'm going to spill them all for you. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into the wash cycle. Okay. Here we go. Award number 1. Best TikTok. Okay. This is a great starting point because I think actually we should start this with the beginning of my TikTok journey. Let me just set the scene for you. My very, very first viral TikTok. My best friend was at my house, at my parents' house. I lived with my parents at the time. I would think it was like 2020. Yeah, it was December of 2019. Okay. We're at my house and like everybody and my best friend, like my childhood best friend, is like real thin. Like she is so petite. Could never be me. But that's what you need, a little chubby friend and a little thin friend, because I just eat all her leftovers. Like whenever we go out to eat, we like the same kind of food, but sometimes she doesn't finish it. I finish it. I'm like the garbage disposal. You know what I mean? So that's why it really doesn't work whenever you have 2 chubby friends or 2 skinny friends. You need a chubby and a skinny friend. And that's what I have. And that's why we work out so well. So anyways, she comes over to my house and I'm just like always like doing stuff. I'm just like diabolical. Like, I don't know. I'm just like finding stuff to get into. And I spy with my little eye a suitcase. And it's like 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, hey, I think you should get in that suitcase. She was like, what? I was like, no. I think we should put you in the suitcase. I think you can fit in it. She was like, no, I can't. I was like, yes, you can. You're so thin and petite. And if I was that petite, I'd be sticking myself in places like a suitcase or hiding under cabinets or something. I'd just be playing hide and go seek. Some of y'all are so thin, y'all are not using it to your advantage. Like y'all need to be scaring people, bumping people. You need to be spying on people. You need to be eavesdropping on people. If you can fit underneath the bed, get up under there. Why are we leaving it to the kids? Have some whimsy, have some fun. You know what I mean? mean? So anyways, I told her, I said, get your ass in that suitcase. It would be fun if you put your ass in that suitcase. So she did. We got her in the suitcase. And then I was like, I'm 99% sure I can close it. She was like, Dalton, no, I have claustrophobia. I was like, I don't care. This would make an incredible video. I didn't even really know what TikTok was, but I was like, we're going to do it. So I sealed her up in this suitcase. It is my very first video. I kid you not. I seal her up in this suitcase. I roll her out. And the title of the video is like, when my mom says I can't bring my best friend on vacation. And I lay that suitcase out and I unzip it, and she like stumbles out of that suitcase. She definitely got like a hip fracture or something, but I don't know. Anyways, thank you, Courtney, for your service, because that really did seal the deal for my career. That was the first of many viral videos, and I'm always grateful for you for that, girl. But as far as best TikTok of the year, I have to say I am like loving this like flowchart series that I'm doing, where I'm like, should you shower? Should you wash your hands? My hours of operation. I just did another one. What was the other one about? What to do with me when I'm mad. Just like all kinds of things like that. Those are my favorite. And I feel like I'm finally able to like talk in a way that's just like how my brain works. But you can't really say a lot of that out loud in public because people will think you're weird. So now I just make videos about it that are out of pocket and make money off of it. So anyways, okay. The Franklin MVP Award. Franklin has put me through hell. Franklin has cost me so much money. Franklin had a back problem that I told y'all about where he just like couldn't walk. I was so traumatized by that because Franklin like never cries. Franklin's like always just so laissez-faire and like doesn't really care. And then this one time Franklin like couldn't walk and I was like, oh my God, he's dying. And I was like beside myself because he gets on my last nerve, but I was like actually seeing him in pain was like horrific. So I'm not going to talk about that. Even though I already told you the whole story. I'm not going to talk about that for the MVP award. I'm going to instead tell you about how one time Franklin pooped in the house and the Roomba went running. Oh my God. Not only has that happened once, it's happened twice. Do not get a dog in a Roomba. It is the worst decision you will ever make. You will regret it for the rest of your life. You will never get those poop particles out of whatever. I threw that Roomba away. I just said it had to go. Like, I'm sorry. What are you supposed to do? That is a biohazard. Some of y'all like aren't scared enough of poop. And I know it really can't like hurt you, but like sometimes it's okay to just throw things away. I threw away the rug. I threw away the Roomba. I just said, sayonara. Good luck. That's why I make money. So I don't have to worry about that. My worst financial decision. Well, I have many of them, I think. I'm going to actually call my mom in a little bit, see what she thinks. But whenever I was in high school, I was like, money just like burned a hole in my pocket. Low key, it still does now. You know what I mean? Like whenever I've got like some funds in the account, I'm like, what do we need? What do we need? What do we need? I'm ready to like buy stuff, you know? And this one time I discovered Kickstarter. Oh my God. Kickstarter. Is it even still around? For those of you that don't know, Kickstarter is like a crowdfunding website where you can like come up with an invention or like a service or like a company, whatever. You like build this whole like platform and it's like GoFundMe for like a business or like a product. So it's like, oh, if you pledge $100, they'll give you this. Or if you pledge $20, they'll give you this. And a lot of times it's like a lot of like really cool state-of-the-art inventions. Well, like 50-50 on this because like a lot of like the best modern day inventions that have like recently come out have started on Kickstarter. And I have FOMO. So I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was like one of the founding members. I don't know why I get like that. But anyways, I just have to. And so I was like browsing Kickstarter one day because I was like, I'm going to find the next one-of-a-kind product and I'm gonna tell everybody I had it before anybody, you know what I mean? And so, and I was in high school, like the money was burning a hole in my pocket. I didn't have anything else to do with it. So I come across this product. I don't even know how to describe this product. It's basically this thing. It's like a grid that you stick onto the wall, okay? And it just holds things. That's it. It's like silicone and it's like grid shaped with these circles. And basically the thing is you just like can stick something in it. Like you could like shove your phone in it and it would hold your phone, or you could like stick a piece of paper on it and it would hold the paper. Or you could like, it kind of was like a catch-all. So people would like put their keys and like sticky notes and like, I don't know. Okay. And I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Like I was like, which like is really on brand for me because sometimes, as you've probably learned, I just have like crap in random places in my house. So like, what better product for me than something I can just like throw random crap at and like have a place for it, even though I don't really need it. Anyways, it was like $35 and I was like, let me buy it. And then as I was checking out, I noticed that there was this option to like upgrade. It was like, well, actually, if you spend $150, you can get 4 of them. And I was like, absolutely, I need 4. I could just make this whole thing on the wall. Anyways, long story short, it took like a year to get there, and it got there, and it was good. It was exactly what it was, but it was kind of like a useless product. My mom was like, I cannot believe you spent $150 on this. And I bet you Amy still has beef about it to this day. She'll never let that go. Oh, best adventure. You know what? Low key, I'm going to have to say Sequim, Washington. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Sequim, Washington. It's this little bitty town 3 hours from Seattle. And it's like on the edge of like Hurricane Ridge, technically, which is like this really beautiful national park or like part of a national park. And I was like doing photography there. So I was like, we were there and I was like dying to like shoot in this landscape. It was like gorgeous. So I recruit my best friend Courtney and my sister, and we go on this road trip all the way to rural Washington. The problem is there's nowhere to stay. There's like literally nowhere to stay. We're in there in the middle of July, okay? And we get this Airbnb. And the Airbnb, I didn't realize, has no AC at all. There's no hotels. There's barely any Airbnbs. We're like staying in somebody's guest house, you know what I mean? And there's no AC. We're like sleeping with the doors and the windows open. And I'm just praying to God we don't get robbed, because we're also like low key in like small town America. Like it was kind of creepy at night, but not really. It was fun. Anyways, it turned out to be so much fun. They have lavender fields there. It is beautiful. The landscape, gorgeous. And when we were there, we did a safari, like a drive-through safari. And if you have never done a drive-through safari, get in your car right now and go find one, because those things are the most insane thing. Those camels and those little animals will eat your seats out of your car. They are aggressive. I did it in a rental, like a little rental car. Thank God. I was worried we weren't going to get the deposit back. Like I was getting attacked by camels and geese and ostriches. Those things are mean. And giraffes and squirrels and zebras. I don't know. It was quite an eventful place. I would highly recommend it. Normally they're in like the middle of nowhere for a good reason, because the animals need places to roam, but it took like 2 hours. We were laughing and crying and screaming the entire time. The most traumatic experience of your life. You will never forget it. Go to a drive-through zoo. I don't care. Most delusional thought. If I'm being honest with you, moving across the country, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Like, to give you some framework and background on my life, everyone, literally, like everyone in my family lives within like a 50-mile radius. Like no one has really moved out of that radius. Everyone has stayed in that radius. Whenever we have holidays, whatever, nobody's like coming in town. It is like we have always been in this one little corner of Louisiana for my entire life. Okay. And me moving to New Orleans was like, stressful, but I was like, oh, it's like close enough. It's fun. And I remember moving across the country and genuinely being like, what the hell am I doing? Like, what in the hell? The only time I've ever cried moving was whenever we were like leaving New Orleans, and I like seeing New Orleans in the background in the rearview mirror, I cried. And I don't even I love New Orleans. I know it's not the place for me, but like when you just like a place has so much character and culture and like personality, it was like I felt like I was like losing a piece of myself. I never did that when I left my hometown, but New Orleans specifically. But I think like moving out of the country is good for you. And sorry, not moving out of the country. I would move out of the country, but That would be a goal of mine. I'm terrified to do that. But I think moving like out of state, out of like your comfort zone is truly like such a great thing to do. It teaches you so much. It teaches you to be grateful for so much. It teaches you perspectives and like how different things work. And like moving to California was like to Orange County specifically was like such a culture shock and such a difference. But like being able to experience that, I learned so much about myself. And then moving up to West Hollywood. Now I live in WeHo and I love it. And like it's a delusional thing. You just have to push through. And if I'm being honest with you, you have to be delusional to do anything in life. To be successful at anything in life, you have to lie to yourself and you have to tell yourself that you can do something, even if you don't think that you can. You have to lie to yourself and tell yourself that you can. Because this is what I always say. There's a lot of stupid people doing exactly what you want to do, and they are way stupider than you are. So if those stupid people can do it, baby, you can do it. Okay? There's a lot stupider people that have moved across the country, that have quit and started a new job, that have gotten a new career. And let me tell you, why did they do it? Because they don't have the brain cells to connect to tell them that they can't do it. So they just do it. And then they end up being successful. You can do that too. You just have your own brain and your own head getting in the way. Stop letting that happen. Just be delusional and just push through. Oh, wow. Okay. My main character moment. You know what? I'm going to have to throw this back to high school. Whenever I was like in high school and I was like, there really wasn't, all we had at high school was like football, baseball, sports, cheerleading. I loved theater class that I got once a semester, once a year, whatever. And I was like always just doing stuff in there. I don't know. I just felt comfortable. I was just, one of the things that I had an obsession with in high school was doing a toe touch. I don't know why. It just was like something I could do and something I enjoyed doing. I really like yoga. I don't know. I'm like weirdly flexible. It's like the only sport that I'm like remotely okay at. I would just like do random toe touches. And one time in theater class, I was doing a toe touch for God knows why. And I went up in that toe touch. The toes were touching so much, split right down the crotch. My pants split right down the crotch, just like front to back. No, I was wearing underwear. Everything was fine. Let's calm down. But I do have that on video, actually. I'll post it. But a slow motion video of me, my pants just like giving out. Because and that's probably not the first time I'd done that in those pants. Most embarrassing moment? I would have to say meeting Kaylee Cuoco. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Kaylee Cuoco, who's like was on Big Bang Theory. She's been on like everything, okay? And let me set the scene for you. I haven't moved to LA yet. I live in, at the time, New Orleans. And one of my dear friends, Ashley, she's been on True Blood and The Bold and the Beautiful. And like, anyways, such an angel. Love her. And she was so kind. She was like, I think you should fly out and come to my Friendsgiving. I was like, yes, sold. Okay, great. So I fly out and I'm really like, overwhelmed. It's like a girl group of like 30. I'm the only guy for the most part, besides like the staff. And I'm having a great time. Daniela Monet walks in, who was like on Victorious my whole entire childhood. She's like such a sweetheart, such an icon, like genuinely so kind. And so I'm like overwhelmed, overstimulated. I'm like recognizing a few people, I'm just like, but it's Hollywood, you like try not to act crazy. But like me, I'm always going to fangirl over somebody. I actually don't care. And I don't mean to fangirl in like a bad way. I just like, sometimes I just can't help myself to be like, you are such a cool person. And I just want to be like, hey, like, I'm obsessed with you. Have a great day. Like, I'm not going to follow you around, but like, I definitely want to just like have my moment and just tell you that I love you. So I meet Daniela Monet. I meet a few other people. It's great. Whatever. We finish the Friendsgiving, and later on, my friend Ashley's like, yeah, did you get to chat with Kaylee? And I was like, Kaylee? She was like, Kaylee Cuoco? I was like, which one is Kaylee? They were like, you didn't recognize Kaylee? But in my defense, before y'all come for me about this, Kaylee was in a slicked back bun, in a skirt, in a long sleeves, which I've never seen her in a role like that. So I'm really bad at like recognizing people, or I'll be like, you look really familiar. I actually do that all the time. I like meet people and I think I recognize them and I just start talking to them and then I'm like, "What's your name?" And then I end up being like, "Oh shit." So this happened with me actually at another party I was at. I was like sitting there. I was talking to Simone, very famous drag queen, and Simone's standing next to this woman who I'm like, "You look so familiar. Like, what is your name?" So we're all chatting, we're all having a great time, and I just turned to her and I go, "And I'm sorry, what is your name? You just look so familiar. I feel like we've met before." She goes, "Pavardi." Pavardi from like Survivor and Traders. I knew exactly who she was. As soon as she said that, I said, "Oh my God, yes, I know exactly who you are. I'm so sorry." Be- I'm really bad about that. I swear. And it's just when you're in Hollywood, you meet people all the time. So, anyways, so so I see Kaylee. We chat. I like walk up to her. I'm just like, "Oh my God, I'm Dalton. It's great to meet you." She's like, "I'm Kaylee." I'm like, "Yeah, it's so great to meet you." Anyways, meet her sister. Everybody's chatting. We're having a great time. We get a photo together. I don't know why. We just get a photo together. She's such an angel. I'm like, I love this girl. Later on, I'm like, "Oh my God, that was the Kaylee Cuoco." Anyways, Kristen Ritter was also there. The iconic Kristen Ritter. Didn't recognize her either. My mom is texting me. She's like, "Oh my God, you're sitting next to Kristen Ritter right now." I was like, "No, I'm not." She was like, "Dalton, you're in her Instagram story. Turn to your left. There's Kristen Ritter." But once again, all black, black sunglasses, hair up in a bun, black shirt, black pants. I didn't recognize her. I'm telling you, the people in Hollywood, you'll never recognize because they dress so like with the flow. You never really get it. So anyways, embarrassing, but I didn't make a fool of myself. So best purchase. Okay, Aquaphor, without a doubt. Aquaphor. I don't know how y'all are living life with anything else on this planet besides Aquaphor. Okay, I put that shit on everything. I put it on my cuts. I put it on my dog. I put it on my face. I put it on my butt. I put it on my legs. I put it on my toes. I don't care. I will put it on anything. If you ever have a crack, if your skin's ever extra dry, apply some Aquaphor. You ever have a little rash? Apply some Aquaphor. Your skin looking like it's going through it? Apply some Aquaphor. That's what you're missing. You need Aquaphor. Aquaphor has got vitamins or something in it. I don't know. All I know is I've tried it and it works. I've never seen anything that like the magic healing potion like Aquaphor. I put it on my lips too. I really like to carry it around, put it on my lips, like a little chapstick. Really good for you. But besides best purchase, I'd have to say Franklin. Although he still costs me money every day. Every day he costs me money. But I mean, Franklin is like such an icon and he just like gives me such a run for my money, but love him to pieces. Oh, biggest plot twist. Should I talk about this today? Okay, I'll talk about it. Biggest plot twist. I sued a company and I won. Crazy. So let me set the scene for you. Okay. I live in New Orleans at the time, so this is probably 22, 23. Okay, so like 2 or 3 years ago. I do a brand deal with a brand, and like this is my second go around with this brand, okay? They liked the brand deal so much in the first round. It did so well. They were like, "We want to come back for a second time." I was like, "Great. Okay, great." Well, for those of you that don't know much about the influencer space, like when you have a management company, they're typically the ones doing all the bookkeeping, right? So they're doing the contract, they're orchestrating the payment, they're making sure it gets in my account, in their account, whatever. Well, basically, we had a situation where this payment was late. This payment for this company that I was working with had not paid. My management company at the time, this is like one of my very first management companies, had not followed up with them past the due date. And I'm normally not one to just like chase money. Like I'm like, give it time because it takes time to go from their bank account to mine to somebody else's, So I was like, let's give them some time. By the time I reach out to my company, my management company, they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't know where the money is." I'm like, "Okay, well, you need to figure it out because that's why you get a cut." Hello. Anyways, the finance department is working on that. They're finding out whatever. And all of a sudden we get like CC'd on this email thread with this man I've never met before because I've been dealing with the marketing team. And it's from the new CEO of this company because the company has just been absorbed by another company. I didn't know this. It had literally gone through like a day or two after my invoice was due. Like invoice was due 3 or 4 days later, the company got absorbed. Okay, great. basically the man comes to me and he's like, he says some like really rude things, in all honesty. Like he's like, well, the company like wasn't making any money. It was hemorrhaging money, and the marketing team was just like throwing money at people they shouldn't have been doing. We weren't getting a return on our investment. Not my problem, not my business, not my thing. You know what I mean? Let's make that clear, okay? You hired me not once, but twice. Not only were you so happy the first time, you came back a second time. Now that you're absorbing this, you don't want to pay me, which like isn't uncommon, I guess. I mean, for people to like try to get out of debts or whatever. So he offered to pay me 50%. I was like, over my dead body, will you pay me 50%? Sorry. So we keep on going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This man is like, I'm not paying you. I'm not paying you. We don't have any money. We're about to go bankrupt. If you try to get this money, like we're never going to have it. I was like, okay, I'll take you to court. I take this man to court. I actually hired an attorney, which I did not recommend because that just ended up costing way too much money. I just took this man to small claims court. I like went through the paperwork, filed everything, went in. What was even crazier was it was like not in LA. I had to travel. I had to go to court to sue this people for not paying me. Anyways, I send him the lawsuit, whatever. We get to court. He no shows for court. Nobody shows up. So now the judge is looking at me. Now they have to like verify everything, check all this paperwork, whatever. And I'm like, no, they do owe me. They owe me all this money. Thank God there was like a late fee clause tied into the contract. So anyways, when all was said and done, the judge was like, well, they didn't contest anything. You clearly have the contract and paperwork and X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to award you what you asked for. So I won. You think, oh my God, thank God it's done. No, baby, that is just the beginning of the mountain, okay? Because then you got to get paid. And the other thing is, when people aren't showing up for court, when people aren't doing what they're supposed to do, when they're not paying you, they're probably not going to make it easy for you to get paid. So I had to go through this long, drawn out process where you like, eventually you have to like go in and like bring them to court. They have to testify about their bank accounts. You have to like get a sheriff to go get the money out of their bank accounts. Once they get the money out of the bank accounts, then you have to like sue them again for all the money it costs to like send the sheriff to do all this stuff. It is a nightmare on earth. If you can like garnish somebody's wages, that's easy. When you're like going after a company, it is a nightmare. Okay. So time went on, like a year had passed, and I just kind of low-key forgot about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep going, because this man has been telling me for all these years that the company's going bankrupt and blah, 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 blah. There's no money, like good luck, but there's no money anyways. So he kept telling me all this, and I was like, well, I don't believe you, because the company's still operating. It's not anymore at this point. It's been acquired or merged or something. So eventually I get on ChatGPT. I'm sorry. I know we're not fans of ChatGPT, but let me tell you something. When you're in a pinch like that and you can't afford to pay $10,000 for an attorney, it comes in real handy. And I had ChatGPT draft me up a letter, and I sent it to that man. He came back and was like, well, we'll still pay you 50%. I was like, no, because by this point, they had owed me double. I kid you not, an extra like double percentage of the original contracted price. After the late fees, after the time had passed, they owed me double what they originally owed me. So anyways, I sent him a letter. He didn't respond. Well, he tried to email me. I didn't respond. I was just like, well, I'm just going to take you back to court, whatever. And then I got an email from an attorney, and they were like, they want to settle it. They're ready to be done. I was floored. Hit my bank account in like 3 days. That was crazy, because I was like, I'd been fighting tooth and nail for years, and I got the full payment, not just my original, but double. That is a good rule of thumb. Make sure you have a contract. Try to get that late fee in there. A lot of people won't accept it. Fight for it. Try to get the late fee in there, and always protect yourself, defend yourself, even if you're small. I mean, at this point, it was the principal. I really just like broke even in a lot of ways, because like at the end of the day, once I paid for like the travel to court, my attorney's fees, like I really only ended up with like the original lump sum that I sued them for. But it's still worth it, because guess what? It's not his money anymore. So, oh well. Oh, character of the year. So this is, I'm just going to do like somebody that I've met that's been a character. I would have to say Elizabeth Banks. I was on a red carpet with her. That was crazy. Afterwards, the after party was at the Chateau Marmont, and we were like on the same balcony together. I was like so fangirling, but I had to be normal. She was like with her kids and her family, and she's just a normal person, but she's also an icon. Okay. So I just was like, oh my God, I'm standing next to her. I'm like, we're bumping shoulders, and I'm like, sorry, Elizabeth. I know everything about you. Not really, but like, Sorry. That was really cool. I also met Raven Lene, which if you're not listening to Raven Lene, you've got to be listening to Raven Lene. She has an incredible song with Childish Gambino, and then also like Love Me Not. You've probably heard her songs before, but anyways, I was at the TikTok Awards, and here's the thing about influencer events. You never really know like what you're walking into. Like you never know if it's about to be like a shit show or if it's going to be like the most insane event of your life. Like genuinely. Sometimes they don't even have bottled water. Other times there's so much food and alcohol and everything that you're just like so overstimulated. You're like, please, for the love of God, get me out of here in the best way. You know what I mean? Like I never want to leave. And then sometimes you're rubbing shoulders with people. And then other times you're just like, oh, this is like not even the assistant of the person's assistant is here. You know what I mean? Anyways, I was at the TikTok Awards and I met so many people that day that were like creators whom I love and adore. But I walked past Raven Lene and I had just seen her live. She brought out Childish Gambino. And then I just seen her open for Sabrina Carpenter. And I was like, I have to speak with this woman. And I'm always so awkward when I do this. I'm like, you have no idea who I am. You have no idea. I know exactly who you are. I'm obsessed with you. You're so talented. You are beautiful. You are the apple to my eye. And you are going big places. I don't know why I feel like I have to like give them a motivational speech, but like I do. And so I did that with Raven Lene. I was like, girl, I am obsessed. Anyway, she was such an angel, so sweet, and such an icon. And our last award is the drink of the year. My drink of the year. If I'm going non-alcoholic, I would have to say coconut water. It's hydrating. It's fun. Also, Demi Lovato has this new thing called cactus water, and it's like cactus water. It's self-explanatory. I don't know why I'm trying to explain it to you like you don't know. Anyways, they have coconut, like coconut water, but it's like cactus water. That was pretty good. Very hydrating. But anyways, I really like coconut water. I don't know why I went on that. My drink, like overall drink of the year, a spritz. Oh my God. I've never met a spritz I didn't like. And that's the thing. Spritz really can mean anything. You could have a limoncello spritz. You could have a Hugo spritz. You could have an Aperol spritz. You could have a Campari spritz. You could have a blueberry spritz. They just be spritz and everything, especially in Europe. When you go to Europe, you can just make up a spritz on the spot. You like a liquor, you just can be like, can you turn that into a spritz? I'm telling you, it's a mind-blowing thing and something we should do more of in the States. Something about a spritz, it's light, it's refreshing, it's fun, and we need more of it. We need more spritzes in the world. That is it for our Dalton Awards of the year. Before we go, our most important segment of the day, Freshly Pressed. Freshly Pressed. My Freshly Pressed, do not bring my birthday cake to my birthday dinner. Why? Because now I'm missing out on the restaurant's desserts. Whenever I'm picking a restaurant, I am not going to a birthday restaurant that has bad desserts. Number one, that's a red flag, okay? And if I have to miss out on my free dessert, my free creme brulee, chocolate cake, I don't know, whatever the hell else they have, chocolate chip cookies, if I have to miss out on that because you brought my cake to the birthday dinner, no. Save that at the house. We can all meet back in the alley after the birthday dinner. If you didn't get a piece of cake, we'll meet in a back alley after the birthday dinner and we can slice it up in the back of my car. Because why are you bringing it to the birthday dinner? Now we have to pay a cake fee. Why are y'all doing that? Why are y'all charging a cake fee for people just trying to celebrate and have a good life, have a little whimsy? Not everybody was going to order dessert anyways. Now you're charging $10 for some plates and some forks. No. Chili's would never. Okay? Don't bring my birthday cake to Chili's. The birthday cake is like best reserved in places that don't have desserts. Don't bring the birthday cake to a place that has desserts. Period. Also, I don't think it's fair that you should have to buy your own birthday cake either, because that's just depressing, having to organize all of that. And also, the birthday cakes are so damn expensive these days. Why are y'all charging so much for a damn birthday cake? It's $150 for a birthday cake. I'm about to go to Costco, Sam's, because let me tell you something. Sam's and Costco's cakes ain't been bad. I have not had a bad one from them. So anyways, thank you so much for coming to work today to celebrate my birthday. I am I loved having you here. But thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for loving me. Thank you so much for loving the wash. Cheers to many more. And thank you for celebrating with me. So before you go, make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Give us a like and a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe. And make sure you share it with a friend, you know? If you want me to be doing this again next year, if you want to be celebrating at the laundromat again, we're going to need you to share it, honey. Okay? Don't be a gatekeeper. Don't let me be a struggling artist. Okay? Don't worry. Next week, we'll be back here with a fresh new load here at the wash. So I'll see you then. See you next Tuesday. Bye. Mwah. See ya.